All right, guys, everybody can hear me? Yes? Good. So, hey, guys, how's everybody doing? Welcome to our weekly Team Perseverance team call. It is April 6th. We're well into spring. Well, not well into spring, but we're into spring here. I'm pretty excited. Next week, a couple of us coaches from the team are going to be at the Moon Palace Resort in Cancun next week. We have the whole resort going to be there with Autumn and Sean. We're going to be hanging out together there. And then Mr. Tony as well. So we got the whole Magilla. We're going to work out? Yeah, we're going to work out. So it's going to be a good time next week on the free trip through Success Club. I'm excited about. But moving on, guys, if you're new, my name is Dave Atkins. I'm the founding Team Perseverance team coach and your upline star diamond. And this is a time we come together each week to go over news, training, announcements, recognition. And tonight's call, I'm going to tell you, it's about us getting vulnerable. It's about the diamonds on the team, you know, that I remember when I was a new coach, I used to see as a diamond, and I used to think it was such a big gap, and it's something I can never achieve. And they must have, you know, they must know the secret, or they must have something special that they know that in order for them to succeed, or they don't struggle. So I asked all the diamonds if they would all share some of the struggles they go through, because we struggle every day, and I'm going to share with you some of my struggles just so you guys know that we are there with you in the trenches. But first, before we do that, I'm going to get into a couple of announcements and kick the call right off. I'm not going to get into really much more about me and my wife, Kristen, who's a coach as well, because I really want to get started tonight. But the first, I hope everybody has a pen and paper. The first announcement this month is about going for green, okay? Going for green, and that is about who can reach the rank of emeralds in the month of April. So we are shooting for to get as many emerald coaches as possible. And last week I kind of went over exactly why you want to be emerald and what an emerald coach is. And if you missed that, the recording is up, and you can see it under the files tab of our coaches page. Okay. But again, basically, you need to sponsor 2 people to be emerald, and there's great perks to becoming emerald. And I see the people that are hitting emerald already, and I'm really excited about it. So I'm excited to see who else can hit emerald in the month of April. Second announcement: we are in week 4 of our challenge groups. Okay, our current challenge group, because they run the first Monday of every month. So that means that the exit video that Kristen and I have made a couple months back, which offers them the opportunity to come and join us on our team, should be posted or will be posted by the captain that's running your group this week, probably maybe today, tomorrow, Wednesday, probably the latest. And then my suggestion is this: follow up with all of your challengers that are in the challenge group and use the exact script that is there. It is a doc under the files tab of our coaches page, and it's simply the email message you send to your prospective coaches. It's there for you. You don't need to worry about what to write. You simply copy and paste it, and you send it off to your challengers after the video is viewed, because it references in the beginning of basically the script that I wrote, that hoping that they in fact saw the video. So please make sure you do that, guys, and the fortune's in the follow-up. I can't stress that enough, all right? So you really need to make sure that you send that message to everybody. Next is our next Super Saturday is literally 2.5 weeks away. It is Saturday, April 25th, okay? It's Saturday, April 25th is when our next Super Saturday is. So please, I just posted up on the coaches page. If you are coming to my event in New York, the early bird special, I think, ends within the week, okay? If you are not coming to my event in New York and you're anywhere else on this earth in the United States, Canada, or Puerto Rico, there are locations that are hosting a Super Saturday. So please use the link. It's in the back office under news and events. And it's also, I put the link of listings of where you can register. What is Super Saturday? It's simply a time where you get to go into a live room with other coaches and you hear what's going to be going on in the next quarter with Beachbody. You'll hear about success stories. People will speak. It's really a time to come together and be part of what we're truly part of. I consider events like Super Saturday and Coach Summit as non-negotiable must-attends, period. So the next one is in 2.5 weeks, and I've been talking about it since the last one in January. Coach Summit is in July. That is the big kahuna. That is the biggest event of the year. There's going to be 25,000 coaches in Nashville on the LG Field, on the Music Center. I mean, it's just going to be a huge event. Unbelievable things going on there. This is the place to be. This is, quote unquote, it. So there is still room to register from what I hear. There's like 2,000 spots left. CoachSummit.com. There's still hotels available. And I rented us a space for us to have a 2-hour like cocktail hour get-together before the summit kickoff on Thursday night. So I'd love to see more of us there. That's in mid-July. You can get all the details at CoachSummit.com. Our Coach Basics group started today. Our Ramp group started today. Guys, I can't believe how many people. I mean, last month, I think Ramp may have been about a dozen people. I think we're about 30. I mean, that tells me that you guys are freaking amazing. Like, there is leaders growing. I can't keep up. Like, I can't keep up. I had a call last week with up-and-coming leaders because like a year and a half ago, I used to be able to say, yeah, that coach is that coach's coach, or that coach is that coach's coach. I've lost track, you know, and watching some of the videos or reading people's welcome messages in the Coach Basics. I just listened to a couple now, read some stuff here. I'm just blown away of the vast amount of people that have unbelievable, like, just cool backgrounds or have things going on, and we just have life, but they're here and they're committing and they're willing to grow. And I just, kudos to that, guys. Just kudos. You guys are awesome. So with that, I want to get right into recognition and then get right into the struggles that we have. So first, let me don my great glasses here because I'm bald and now I wear glasses for the past 2 years. So let me go and get the recognition. So as you guys know, this is for coaches that have a 200 volume points or more, all right, the 200 club. And we do have a couple coaches. I just want to check real quick. We just updated the coaches that hit Success Club already in our team at the 6th of the month that put their name on the doc. Myself at 6 points, Lynn Stewart at 6, Darlene Champ at 6, Kristen Smalls at 5, and Laura Schiller at 14. Laura, you go, girl, at 14 points. Wow. And I know this list, like, probably by tomorrow, there's going to be more people. And just so you know, it gets updated every Monday. So with that, let me just get right into in the 200 club. So with 200 volume points and more, we have Tara Richmond at 252, Melissa Prasad at 270, Kimberly Ronaldson at 205, Krista Malazzi at 270, Maureen Garrett at 225, Don Marie Smith at 270, Danielle Zito, 270, Elizabeth Webster, 270, Allison Engley, 221, Kelly Della Vecchia at 270. And guys, just so you guys know, Kelly is pushing the halfway mark for her chemo, and tomorrow is her PET scan. So everybody please keep Kelly in her prayers. Keep her in your prayers, because tomorrow is a big day to really find out where Kelly stands if, in fact, the chemo has been working on all her treatments. And, guys, it's been a rough road for her, and let's just really think about her, especially tomorrow. And she's still bringing in volume points and on the leaderboard. So it's just amazing. Jessica Lacalzi at 225, Lauren Lavelle at 247, Diane Rizzo at 225. Moving on, Amanda Landsman, 232. Victoria Laguda at 270. Way to go, Vicky. Rachel Roth at 220. Elizabeth McNaughton at 270. Jennifer Staples at 205. and that's in the 200 club. In the 300 club, we have Jen Holman at 360. Way to go, Jen. Amy Franchi at 322. Elizabeth Mangione at 360. Bear with me, guys. Sharice Nolson at 360. Way to go, Sharice, in the 300 club. And that's it for 300. In the 400 club, Michelle Della Sala at 450. Let's see who else we have. I know there's more. Elizabeth Mullenbrook at 495. Moving on. And guys, I can tell you a lot of these last names are our diamond coaches, and you're going to hear, this is tonight, I know you're going to hear that you think that this comes easy for us, because I know I used to think that, and it absolutely does not. So that's the 400 club. In the 500 club, I have to see if I have 500. I know the winners are a lot higher than that. 500. Do we not have 500 and jump right to? Sorry, guys, a little bit of silence. Nobody in the 500 club, but the 600 club, we have one person. Gina Strecco is at 675, knocking it out of the park, 675. I'm going to see Gina next week and Denise at Cancun. And the winners, though, so close, not winners, but the top two people for the week were really close. I mean, I'm going to go. The runner-up is Mary Priscilla at 836 team volume points. Mary, way to rock that girl. I mean, Mary is a newer coach. She's in training right now. I saw her video today. She's killing it. But our winner is our diamond coach, Kristen Smalls. Way to go, Kristen. I see you on there. You smile. 894. So, Kristen, congratulations in leading from the top, girl. Rocking it. So, way to go, and that's our team leader this week at 894 is Kristen. So way to go, guys, on that. So first, before I go any further, are there any questions? Any questions anybody has on anything? No. There's a lot. If you do, just please unmute your line because there's a lot of us on here tonight. No questions.
Wait, I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
It's Tara. So during the video, the exit video, it talks about the two different choices. We can become a coach and do a challenge group, or we can go into this Facebook page that has less, interaction. Is there a Facebook page there? I put a post up last month and I got no response. So I just didn't know if there was actually a Facebook page to direct people to if they do choose that.
There is, and I'm going to put a note down. There's the Team Perseverance General Group. That is a group that I started, and it's a mixture of people that are Beachbody and non-Beachbody related. That's a couple years old.
Yeah.
A group that, there's really no accountability and the motivation like the challenge group. It's kind of just a general group.
Yeah, I understand that. I just know that's one of the options, and I don't ever try to get to people to that one, but I know if they say, well, I want to go there, then I want to be able to offer that to them,
Yeah, no, I'll post the link up to it on our team page. Is that all right, Tara?
Awesome. That's it.
All right. Anybody else?
I do. You hear me?
Yes.
It's Umberto.
Go ahead.
Hey, as far as the Facebook thing, I've noticed that a lot of the posts that we put on Facebook, they don't come up for hours. They don't come back for hours. Like a lot of people don't see them right away. I've gone into it and I've noticed that for people to see your posts, you have to boost your posts, which is what Facebook's new thing is. Before you were able to see your most recent post. Now you're seeing posts from 2 days ago. First, prior, as opposed to your most recent post. For example, I went on your page and I saw a post from the 4th on top, and then I refreshed, and then I saw a different post. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, so you're going to learn all about that. That's called Facebook affinity, Miguel, and that has to do with certain posts get higher ranking. Boosting posts is something on a like page, which is something that's totally separate. Right. So you're going to learn about how to get posts to rank higher and why posts sometimes that are older come up before other posts, and that's going to be in your 30-day training of the social media. So that will add this. That's a loaded question. It's a very good question, but there's a reason behind that. Basically, Facebook ranks posts kind of like Google has their search engine optimization.
Okay, cool.
All right, guys. So I'm going to mute everybody's lines again with the calls here, so you guys can hear me. So basically, guys, hold on here. Basically, tonight's call is really going to be about being transparent and vulnerable. And I posted in the Diamonds group about that. I don't want it to have where if everybody feels there's a huge separation between the Diamonds and the newer coaches, or myself as an elite coach and star Diamond, and everybody on the team, because we're not looking to get fans. Diamond's not looking to get fans. We're looking to get other leaders. So a lot of times, how does that work? It's when you hear people talk about their struggles and what exactly they're going through and what they do. So I asked all the Diamonds to have at least, but to have 2 things that they're struggling with. And guys, I'm going to share 2 with me. And I was talking to my wife, Kristen, tonight, and I said that, the things that I struggle with most right now, I said, I wonder if the coaches, are they going to relate? Because of the position I'm in with trying to lead the team and always trying to, do my best to help everybody grow. I said, do I share the 2 things that I told her about it. I am going to share with you guys the things that I struggle with most, the things that keep me up at night. One of them I'm going through right now. And I'm going to tell you what the 2 things are, and then I'm going to go to the next Diamond coach. Kristen and I, as you guys all know, for the newer coaches, we both work full-time, okay? We have 3 kids. I'm a lieutenant with the state police, and Kristen's a full-time school teacher. As of recent, which is going to lead into the first thing that I'm struggling with, is it's been real busy with me at the state police at work. A lot of hours. I overlook a unit that is all undercover units. I overlook basically 35 undercovers, and we do a lot of stuff like surveillance on some really bad people. So in the last 2 weeks, we had a guy that committed a murder that we knew who it was, and he was hiding out, so we had surveillance going on around the clock. And then we had also 2 guys that were committing multiple armed robberies in Connecticut and New York, holding places up at gunpoint. And I'm just being very honest with you guys. And I had my guys out there watching these bad guys, and I was out late at night, and I still have this team. And we're a team now pushing, we're at 900 coaches, and we're going to be probably at 1,000 in a month. So the first thing that I deal with is the consistency, which ultimately at times I feel like it can lead to burnout. I'm going to be very honest with you guys that every day, and I show Kristen, I don't wake up in the morning, and sometimes I used to say, I wish I had this problem, but I don't wake up in the morning with probably between 6 and 10 messages in my Facebook inbox. I never have an empty Facebook message inbox, and probably half the messages are issues that are arising on our team. Not really bad things, but something's not working, something with the coach training, questions that are coming up. And as your team leader, it's hard because for me to keep going, it tends at times that you want to disconnect. And Kristen and I have said, and we just said it again recently, that we want to have 1 day a week where we unplug. Nothing with the training, nothing with the business, because it just doesn't stop. There is no off switch. But the reason I keep going, guys, and the reason I keep going is because I know what this business can do for me, and I know that success never goes on sale, and I know the vision that in order to be able to retire much earlier than anticipated, in order to have gotten myself to build this business to 6 figures and now working on getting Kristen's business center to do the same, I realize that I got to work my ass off. And yes, I come times and I do feel burned out. I'm going through it right now. A lot of stuff, like I said, going on at work, and we all have that stuff. But I don't want you to think that things come easy for me and I have all these challenges and I got 6 Success Club points because it just comes naturally. No, guys, I got these 6 Success Club points because I work my ass off with this business. And it burns me out sometimes because hasn't been an off switch. And as the leader, I always say the speed of the leader is the speed of the pack. And I don't want to let you guys down. Which leads into my second thing, and then I'm going to go into the other coaches. I've always made a vow that my why and my goal, in addition to my family, is that if you guys have things that you're trying to achieve in this business, whether it's pay credit card debt off, or you're in over your heads, or you're on food stamps, or you can't afford your bills, or you want to bring your husband home, because I've heard every one of them from people on our team. If you want to achieve that, I've said that I will not rest until I help you get there. So with that, I am constantly trying to get out of my comfort zone, sending messages to other elite coaches. There's a Facebook group called The Wall, which is for 5-star diamonds and higher. There's about 280,000 coaches in the network. There's only 300 of us in there. I am constantly trying to come up with things to better this team. The 30-day coach training was something I put together that you guys are in. The RAM training was something that I put together you guys are in. The coach sneak peek is something. And the point being is not to say, oh, no, I put this all together. The point being is that I am constantly trying to deal with the stress of trying to keep my finger on the pulse to make sure you guys have the absolute best training so I can help you achieve your why quicker than it's taken me to get there, because I failed a ton. And I'll tell you right now, I lose sleep over certain things to not be able to provide to you guys to give you the absolute best training. You guys are a big portion of my why. My number one why is my family, my girls and Kristen. But hand in hand with that is helping all of you. And when I know that I can't give you guys the best training, it stresses me out. So I'm constantly like right now, those that in ramp are going to be in training with other millionaire coaches. Okay? And I wanted to make sure that we got offered that opportunity. So 2 things I'm going through right now, guys, is burnout because I'm working a lot. But I know I can't stop because once you stop, that's it. There's work to be done. There's people to be helped. And I know that to achieve my dreams, I got to keep going. So I'm there, guys. I know what it's like to be exhausted. I know what it's like to not want to have to get up in the morning. I know what it's like when it's 11 o'clock at night and you're exhausted and you absolutely feel like, oh my God, I want to go to bed. And I sit there, and it happened the other night. I'm like, Kristen, I just want to go to sleep. And there's messages from my challengers or messages from some of you, and I just want to be there for you. Okay, so that is, I'm being very vulnerable with you guys. I will not give up, but I struggle. I struggle a lot. You know, a half hour ago before the call, I fell asleep on the girls' carpet in the girls' room, and Kristen said I was snoring on my back on the wood floor. Out. I mean, so I know this isn't all about me, but just so you guys know, I'm on it, but it isn't a cakewalk. Getting to where I got to my end now is because I grinded and I absolutely worked 110%, and there's no shortcuts to success. I'll tell you that right now. There is no shortcuts to success. So with that, I think what I'm going to do is, because I don't know how many of the diamonds are on here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's like 10 or 11. Maybe I'll have each one share maybe one thing unless they feel that there's something important that they want to share. And I'm just going to go down the list of what I just wrote down of the diamonds and let them share. But guys, that's what I'm going through. And I just want to let you guys know that nothing comes easy for us. Nobody. So the first one I'm going to go is actually my wife, Kristen. So Chris, are you there? Can you unmute? There you are. I'm going to unmute you.
Hi, guys. Can everybody hear me? All right. So just piggybacking off of what Dave said, he just living with him, you guys have no idea. He is unbelievable. I mean, there are so many nights where I'm like, I'm going to bed. I'm not doing it anymore. And he's still typing away. So, and like he said, guys, he does it because he doesn't want to leave anybody hanging. He wants to do the best that he possibly can. And he's definitely burning the candle at both ends, definitely. But, so that's hence where he is. But as far as my struggles, I have had many struggles, you know, coming into this in the beginning when Dave first signed me up as a coach, I was like, what the hell is that? I don't want to be a coach. So I started off not even wanting to be a coach. And then eventually, I know some of you know my story. My mother got very sick with cancer. And when she started to go downhill and, basically they said, you have a few months for her, things started to change for me. And I realized how important my health is. And, I started running the challenge groups and getting into it. And I really loved being a coach and loved what I was doing. And I was very passionate about it. And everybody knows I'm a teacher. So what better place than, to help the people that you work with, right? Most of us go to our friends and our family first when we become coaches, and we want to help them. So a few months after my mother had passed away, I had, I had felt that a lot of the people in my building that I worked with had been, there for me. They were great. And we had worked out together in the past. I always used to bring Beachbody programs in, and we work out after school. So I thought, what a great idea to try to do a challenge group with a bunch of the people that I work with. And I had sent a group message, which failure number one, don't ever, ever send a group message to people, because when one person objects or says something negative, then they all jump on the bandwagon. So never do that. I sent a group message to about 12 people that I work with, and I got ripped to shreds by all of them. Most of them didn't comment back or said, no thanks, I'm good, I don't need your shakes, or things like that. I had to have a couple of private conversations with two people because they had been talking behind my back about how dare she call us all fat and think that we all have to lose weight. And it got pretty ugly. And I had to put out some fires and sit down and talk to people. And basically I was crying my eyes out to one person who I thought was my friend. And I said, I thought this would be something fun. I thought we supported each other and cared about each other. And I thought this would be something fun. This is what I'm passionate about. I don't think anybody's fat. I think that we all could do it together and just be healthy together. And I was called the food Nazi, and yeah, it was pretty bad. So basically from then on, number one, I wanted to quit coaching. I was so upset. I didn't want to go back to work. Dave had said to me, you can't let this affect you. You have to read your personal development. You have to keep going. So from then on, I upped my personal development, and I got myself back and on track. And I basically had to hold my head high, and I keep going. And I see these people every day. And granted, I'm not going to say everybody I work with is like that. I work with some amazing, wonderful people. I know some of them are on the call now. And a lot of my coaches have been people that I've worked with in the past. But it was really bad for a few months, and I had just lost my mom, so it made it 10 times worse. So a lot of people get to go to their place of work and work out with the people they work with, and they have a really positive relationship. And I have the opposite. It was just very negative and very hard to face everybody after that. And I didn't think I did anything wrong. I invited everybody to do a fun challenge group with me, and they all took it as if I was calling them fat and saying they all needed to lose weight. And so so from now on, I don't really talk about Beachbody at work. It's kind of hush hush with me. There are a select few people that I talk to about it that I can trust. And it has driven me to tears, to all the way to I'm getting the hell out of here. I am going to work my ass off even harder now, because I have bigger goals and bigger dreams. And, they say to surround yourself with people that lift you higher. And, that's hard to do when you're with some people who are negative every day. You kind of want to just stay away from the fire. So that's why I depend on my Beachbody family, all of you guys. And you keep me going. My coaches, I love my coaches so much. And I try to be better for them and to help them, achieve their goals. So for me, it was my work environment, and unfortunately, I'm there every single day, and I just keep my head up high. I read my personal development, which I call as my secret, and it gets me through, and it makes me work even harder. So that's my big struggle. Of course, there's a lot of other small ones, not getting challengers and all that fun stuff that we know about. But so that was just the one main thing that I wanted to share with you guys. I don't want to take too much of your time.
Thank you, babe. Next, I have Shanna. Go ahead, Shanna. I gotta unmute you. Oh, go ahead. You're good.
Hi, everybody. How you guys doing? How come I had to be next? No, this is definitely one of my big struggles. Talking, through Zoom. I'm trying to overcome that, running my own team calls, and I've done a few, and it's definitely getting better. But my main struggle that I have since day one as a coach was personal development. I think I was a coach for at least a year before I even picked up a book, which is so bad. But I do have a personal reason behind that, and even my own coach doesn't know it. But as I was growing up, I actually had comprehension problems, and I really struggle comprehending what I read. But I know now where I am as a Beachbody coach that I need personal development. So I'm trying to overcome that, and I'm trying to do audio and sit down and take notes and do all that good stuff. But, we struggle too. We are so far from perfect, so that's it. That's my main struggle. I have a lot of other struggles too, but that's my main struggle. But I'm doing my best to get past it and at least read 1 to 2 books a month.
Thanks, Sharon. And she makes up a good point, guys. Success is not a destination, it's a journey. So it's not like you hit diamond and everything stops. Not like when I hit 5-star elite, it stops. Like, it's continuous improvement in learning and growing. And that's why personal development is so key. So next, I'm going down. And this guy's, if you diamonds, I know where I got it from. I went to our Facebook group in the diamonds, and this was the order Facebook had them. So Amy, is Amy on? She on the call? I don't even know. I'm looking for her. Amy Franchi, are you on? If you are, can you unmute yourself and speak up? If not, maybe she's our principal that's at school, so maybe she's not on. Okay, I'll move next. Charisse.
Hi.
Okay, I just got to find. Where are you? I just saw you.
Here I am.
There you are. Gotcha. Go ahead.
Okay, so my biggest struggle is balance in every possible way. I'm a stay-at-home mom, but I have 2 little kids. My son's in school just for 2.5 hours a week, 3 times a week, and all the rest of the time I have pretty needy kids on me constantly. So being, I guess, present as I want to be as a mom and responding to everything that's going on with Beachbody is very difficult. Also, what Dave was just saying is, it never stops. You reach diamonds, but things just get more difficult. They don't get easier because you have all of these new responsibilities. And for me, it's hard to balance remembering to almost like invite people and take care of my own business and get Success Club points in addition to running my team and helping my coaches and growing my team. And that's my biggest focus. So, sometimes I realize that I've spent so much time helping my coaches all day long that I guess I need some Success Club points too. I need to find some challengers. I need to keep doing the basic things I need to do to run a business, which before you're diamonds, that's your sole responsibility. But then once you hit diamond, there's just all of these other things, large decisions that you're doing. And then for me, I'm just the kind of person that's always trying to kind of push the envelope and expand my horizons, and I can't just sit tight with one way to do things. So I recently had my blog redesigned, and I'm implementing my blog into the business, and I don't just use Facebook, I also use Instagram and Google+, and I've got my like page with almost 5,000 fans, and each of those things could be a job in and of itself to keep up with. And most nights I don't go to bed before midnight, and I'm basically doing work all night. And I've done work for, every little second of the day that I could fit it into. So it's definitely a labor of love for sure. And it can be pretty exhausting, and I run on very little sleep. But this is something that I love, and it's so fulfilling, and I love my team, and I've set some really high goals for myself and for my team for this year, and I'm just kind of hell-bent on hitting them no matter what. So I'm going to make it happen.
And guys, just so you know, like Cherie said, she has a like page with 5,000 followers. She has Instagram. She has all that. She has all that because she worked her ass off. Like, I'm just going to say it. Like, everybody's like, oh, I'm never going to get there. Like, I can tell you, I got to my current rank through just doing Facebook, just on my personal page. So don't freak out when if you hear certain things that you got to do all this. But if you realize how this person did all this, it's because they worked their butt off. Like, nothing comes easy. This business, like I say, it's simple things you have to do, but it's hard work. It's very hard work. It's sacrifices. If you're not willing to make sacrifices, you're not going to be successful. And not sacrificing your family, but late nights or getting up early and putting in the time. You know, if you want something you never had, you need to do something you've never done. So, Charisse, thank you for sharing that. I appreciate it. Yeah. Going on, I have Denise next. Denise, are you on?
I am. I'm here, Dave.
All right, I got to find you where your picture is.
Well,
there you are. I got you. Okay. Go ahead.
All right. Well, actually, one of my biggest struggles is still inviting. Sometimes I run out of people to invite. I feel like I'm constantly forming new people, starting new relationships. But sometimes I feel like there's a gap between people that maybe I just invited and people that I'm still forming and I'm not ready. I haven't established the relationship enough to invite them yet. I don't want them to ever feel like I just started reaching out to them just to ask them into my challenge group. So I want to make sure that I have that relationship. And sometimes I feel like there's a gap between who I just invited, who I'm still forming, and that's when I don't have people to invite. So I guess what I need to do is be more diligent on reaching out to more people on a daily basis so that there's always somebody that's ready at that point of forming them to fill in those gaps. But that's one of my biggest struggles.
And that's a huge one, guys. So and I think Denise hit it. Denise at Diamond is still struggling with inviting. You know, people saying, well, who do I invite? Well, you know what? It's a constant battle, but it's the willingness to say, I'm not going to give up and I'm going to keep trying to expand my network and inviting. And it's a vital behavior. So that's great. Denise, thank you. I have Liz Mullenbrook. Liz, are you there? Liz, oh, there you are. I just see you in the dark. Hold on, I think that's you, because you usually wear a hat. Is that you? Oh, hold on, I don't hear you. Unmute yourself. I don't hear you. Liz, I'm gonna come back to you because I can't get your unmute to work. Or I don't know if it's, I'll come back to you. I don't know why that's happening. I see your mouth moving. Gina. Where are you, girl? I know I saw you. There you are. Whoa, look at those guns. Lift that up again. Go ahead.
Okay, you can hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay. So in the new year, I feel like I lost my momentum and I went into it thinking it was going to be a no-brainer, you know, New Year's resolutions, January, February were going to be awesome. They were my toughest months and that made me second guess everything. Prior to that, I can't say it was coming easy, but it was more natural. And I got scared, and that's when your whole psyche gets messed up, and that's seriously when you need personal development at that point. So I had to really do some reflection, and even though I was still doing all of the steps, I was still doing personal development, I was still inviting, I was doing everything, I had to figure out what was I doing differently. And then the one thing that I came up with was when I used the business activity tracker, which I swear by, I was setting myself such high goals for inviting. So I would put like 5 a day or what have you. And I think I was trying to go, well, I wasn't trying, but I think what happened is I was trying to go for quantity over quality. So I think when I did some of my inviting, it was probably icky to the receiver, thinking, okay, where did she just come from? I haven't spoken to her forever, but I had such a big goal in mind that I was getting caught up in that instead of slowing down and realizing at the end of the day, it's more about really the forming and getting to build a relationship and not so much about how many I invite per day. So I think I had that conflict about what it says on the paper. We want to, continue to do that. but I was struggling to find that balance. Okay, I have to slow down where it makes sense. So I still get, caught up in that a little bit. And I think because of that, it's definitely made me more hesitant in inviting, because all those people that I did during that time frame never responded. I followed up. And then once I figured out what I did, to be honest, I didn't go back because I knew it was icky. So I got to start all over square one before I even reach out to them again. So I did. I lost my momentum, got scared. And so I really have to work hard on the inviting again. So
you and your sister combined.
Yeah.
I told Christian, I think we're gonna come up with some good ideas next week. All of us. Over cocktails.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Gina. let me see if I go back to, let me try Liz again if I see her. I'm gonna try unmute her. Where she is.
I'm just talking.
I don't see her at all. Liz, if you
can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, good.
Start talking and I'll highlight you. I gotta find you.
Okay, hi guys. I'm Liz Mullenbrook, and I have to say that my biggest struggle is probably very similar to what Cherise said about balancing. And I still have 2 little girls. They're young, and one of them has a medical need. And my husband and I work opposite schedules, and between after school activities and my schoolwork and the business and the housework and everything else, it gets really tough for me to figure out how to handle being in the office daily, being consistent with it, and being productive with it all in the same time, because I'm tired. I'll be honest with you. I'm really tired. In fact, I'm looking at the monitor now, and I'm probably gonna have to check on my daughter in a little bit just to make sure that she's okay, and I'm home alone. And I still have a lot to do in the office, and I still have a lot to do before I go to bed. So, I am consistent with a lot of things each day when it comes to the business, but, being in the office and inviting people and following up and just even using my business tools like my spreadsheets and my notebook and my planner and all of that stuff, I'm having a tough time finding the time to actually just use all of it. And whether it be my power hour is done all in one sitting at some point during the day or spread out throughout the day, it's a work in progress. I'm still trying to figure it out. I do things every single day, but I'm still learning what works for me, because my schedule changes all of the time, and I'm usually home by myself. So there's a lot going on, but I know it's important to me, and I know what I have to do. It's just a matter of some days I have to go with the flow, but I get it done. And it's a matter of conditioning myself to just kind of do what I can when I can, but I do it still every day.
It's amazing. If it's important to you, you find a way. Otherwise, you find an excuse. And opposite schedule, 2 kids. Her daughter has special things that Liz has to deal with each and every day, and she's working. Guys, every one of the diamonds here, everybody's swamped, but it's the sacrifices and working your butt off because they know what this business can do for their family. And what it can do for you. So, Liz, thank you. That was great.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Jen Holman. Where are you? Unmute yourself, Jen, and just start talking.
Hey, Dave.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, you are. Go ahead.
Here I am. Hey, everybody. I can honestly say that every single struggle that every single diamond has mentioned so far, I absolutely go through every day. The hardest thing, like when I first started, there weren't a lot of people who had heard about Beachbody and my friends and family network, and it was easy in the beginning. I had a huge pool to choose from, and people were really excited by it. They were seeing my results, and they wanted to get on board. Now, fast forward, 17, 18 months later, and now that warm market is gone. So now I sort of had everything that I was doing that was working isn't working anymore. So now I had to learn a new skill set. I had to learn how to create a like page. I had to learn how to network and interact with people from all over the country who I've never met before. And that was definitely outside of my comfort zone. You know, talking to my girlfriend from college and chatting about how we could, you know, get back to the good old days and our swimsuits and all that, that's easy. That's chatting with an old friend. But, you know, kind of meeting all these people from all around the country and building relationships and then telling them about our products, you know, that's definitely a lot trickier for me. That's definitely hard, and it's something I struggle with, and it's something I'm working on getting better at, because, you know, when we, you know, we'll introduce ourselves and we'll say, oh, you know, I'm a diamond coach and I've hit Success Club every month, you know, since I've been a coach. I have. But you know what? It's not easy. You can ask Shanna and Charisse on the 28th to the 30th, they probably get about 500 private messages from me saying, oh my God, I'm 2 points away, because I won't stop until I get there. And, you know, it will be 11 o'clock, it will be midnight, and my alarm is going off at 6 o'clock the next morning, and I really don't care, because I need to do it. I need to achieve, that is what my goal is every month. And I just won't stop until I do it. And some people might say I'm crazy for doing that, but you know what? I'm goal driven, and that's what I want. And it's hard. It's absolutely hard. And there's definitely the perception that it's not hard. People have said that to me, like, oh, Jen, you do so great. It's so easy for you. And I'm like, oh my God, it's so not easy for me. I swear it's hard. And I honestly don't think people believe me, but it is really hard. And I feel like I earn every one of those Success Club points, because it is, you know, it is tough work, especially now that I'm dealing with people that I don't know, that it's people through my like page, people, you know, from Tennessee and Montana and all over the country. So, so that's definitely what I struggle with the most.
All right, it's like, that's unbelievable. It's just like me. I saw Kristen post that. It's just like me, Jen. I swear. Working our butt off. Oh my God, goal driven. Have to get there, and you know, it's just, you got to work your butt off. That's it. At the end of the day, the excuses are well planned lies, and if you make excuses, you don't get it done. So, thank you, Jen. That was great.
No problem.
Thank you. I do not think Kelly is on the call. Kelly, you on the call? And I don't expect her to be on the call with her, everything going on with chemo. I just want to make sure I don't skip her, because we have had over 50 people on right now tonight. All right, I don't think Kelly's on. Hope she's resting. Liz Mangione. Liz, can you unmute yourself? I'm looking for you.
Can you hear me?
There you are. Go ahead.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
I have a lot of struggles, as you know. I think for me, the biggest struggle was that I really don't think that I was like prepared or kind of knew what I was getting into when I did the whole diamond thing. So, you know, for me, when I started out, for those of you who don't know my story, I've lost like 97 pounds. So in the beginning, I would put a couple of posts up on Facebook and people would contact me, and I was like, great. So I kind of just fell into this whole coaching thing, and then I really loved it. But it was really stepping out of my comfort zone to invite people to, once they were in the challenge group, to invite them to be coaches. It definitely was something that I struggled with, and it's something that I still struggle with. It's funny because I feel like my struggle is kind of the opposite of Jen's. I would rather talk to a stranger, because when I'm talking to people that are in my life, I'm always concerned, oh, what are they thinking? Am I going to say the wrong thing? Like what Kristen said, what she went through at work with people thinking she thought they were fat. Like that is the hardest thing for me, is trying to figure out how to present it without, you know, making people feel uncomfortable. And that's, I know my own issues tied in with my weight. So that's really my biggest struggle. And Dave, I am reading. This is book number 2 for the month. Finally. I was very resistant to personal development, but I think I just really needed to find the person's voice that kind of matched mine. I think I was just reading stuff that wasn't speaking to me, and it was stuff that I thought, you know, that I thought would be good, but I think I've kind of found a track now. So book number 2 for April.
Yes.
So, and I do feel like that's going to help me because I've read a lot in these 2 books about, you know, not worrying so much about what people think. And as long as that you're coming from a place of integrity and you know that, then you just go forward with it. And I think that's going to help me because that is my biggest struggle.
That's awesome. That is awesome. And how much weight have you lost to date?
90, well, it was 98, but now it's 97 because I had a little sangria over the weekend.
Almost 100 pounds.
It's not 100 yet, Dave. I'm dying to get there.
Can you just clap for like, I mean, come on, 96, 98 pounds. I mean, that is unbelievable. That is unbelievable. So you go, you're going to get there.
I will.
We have 3 more. So team, hang in there. 3 more. I have Maria up. Maria, unmute yourself and go ahead.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. So my biggest struggle, one of my biggest struggles, are organizational skills. I still struggle with it. I've been a coach for, I'm embarrassed to say, almost 3 years, and I still struggle with organization. I've started out with paper. I go to Google Docs, Excel spreadsheet, Evernote, back to paper again. I'm jumping all over the place. Who doesn't do that? I don't think I'm the only one. I'm figuring that out probably the last week or 2 after all this time. But not having organizational skills means I'm not consistent. Not consistent means I'm losing people. I'm not following up. That's big. I'm not inviting people properly, which means I'm not being productive. Not being productive means what? I don't get a lot of challengers in my group. And if I can't get a lot of challengers in my group, it's really hard for my 19 discount coaches that I have underneath me to watch me and for me to help them. So really, I stress just find a great organizational skill to keep your stuff together. I have to admit, from my not having organizational skills when I became Diamond in December, I only had it a few months, and I'm back to Emerald. That's really hard for me to say because I have all these people that I want to help, but struggling is hard. So I'm very thankful for still being in the group, David, and I'm just going to just keep pushing forward. Hey, I was online today, of course, and downloaded that Go for No. That is an awesome book. I need everybody to read that. I'm on chapter 19. I downloaded it at noon today, and one of my job today, or my day job, is that I'm on a computer all day long, and so I have the luxury of doing certain things that I can get away with. Don't tell anybody. But organizational skills, just I can't stress it enough. Thanks for listening.
Maria, you keep your head up, girl. You have one of the most beautiful smiles that we all know. You have an unbelievable personality. You'll get it back. It happens. Peaks and valleys. This business is peaks and valleys, ups and downs. So you're in a valley. We're all there. You're hearing all our struggles. You keep your head up. You'll be back. I'm not kicking you out of the Diamond Group, so don't worry. You're staying in. You're in. You made it. You're a lifer. My sister-in-law, Michelle. Unmute yourself, Michelle, and go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, everyone. I'm Michelle, for those of you who don't know me. Again, same struggles that, everyone has mentioned. But my biggest struggle from day one until now, and I think it will probably be a struggle my entire coaching career, no matter where I go, is the support or lack of support from my family. It sucks, but I have to say, thanks to Kristen, David, and Shanna, they're one of the reasons, as far as the coaching family goes. They're obviously my family, my blood. I joined in October of 2013 completely as discount because I saw what the products would do for me. And I said, oh, I'm so not going to do that coaching thing. I'm not posting on Facebook, same as everybody else. But when I saw what I could do and how I could help others, I realized, I could do this and I can help other people do it. And my biggest goal is to help my family get out of the debt that we're in, just like everybody else has. So when I realized the potential that I had with this business, and I saw the success that I was having quickly, initially my husband wasn't 100% on board, but then he joined in and he fully supports me now 100%. However, my parents and siblings to this day, they don't want to talk about anything with Beachbody. They don't share any success stories that Shannon and I have. And it's really hard because I want to do this to better my family, and they are my family. I mean, my dream is to not only help myself, but to give my parents a little cushion that they've always given to everybody else. And the fact that, you're on this crazy diet that, it's ridiculous and you're hurting people and you're going to be anorexic and you're going to be this and they want nothing to do with it is hard every day. But I have people who do support me and I know I'm doing the right thing, but I just want them to one day say, like, wow, like this was a good thing and you really did it. And I'll get there, and I don't need a pat on the back. That's not what I'm saying. But the number one people in your life that you should have support from, you don't. It's hard. So.
This is turning into a damn group therapy session, like Jen said. What the heck's going on here, team? Holy cow. Oh, Michelle, I'll give you hugs when we see you this weekend. Man. And just to add on to that, guys, I still this week at work and still even this weekend, yesterday, get my chops busted and don't really get, my brother told me to lighten up today because I really kind of started saying stuff and what the quarterly bonus done and this is a real business and it's still there. And so I'm not going through what Michelle's going through, but I get it. And your harshest critics are your friends and family, period. Your harshest critics are your friends and family, and I know that it's not easy for Michelle. So, Michelle, thank you for sharing and keep your head up. And we're all shrinks to each other today. Oh, man. And last but not least, one of our newest diamonds is Shannon Larice. Shannon, unmute yourself and go ahead.
All right, everyone, I'll try really hard not to cry. I'm actually very emotional here. I just had to dry myself up. So, hi, everybody. I'm Shannon Larice. I just became a diamond a few weeks ago. For me, my biggest struggle is dealing with what I like to call my crazy. I'm very hard on myself. I'm very much an achiever. A lot of us in this group are here because, those are our personalities. We have something inside that we strive to do. And I have been dealing with that probably my entire life until Beachbody. I have finally found something that fulfills that need and that desire because I know that this has such a large impact, not just on me, not just on my family, not just on my friends, but on our world. But that leads to my crazy because in my mind, I like to think that I'm organized. I like lists. I like consistency. But I work full time. I have 2 teenage daughters. I have college bills to pay. I have a husband who also travels for a living, and we have to manage our own work schedules, whether we're even in the same country at the same time. Somebody made a funny comment on one of our pages the other day because we were having dinner together. And this is just the life that we live. And so everybody tonight has really touched on everything that we all struggle with: balance, leadership skills, failing forward. I can't tell you how many times I have heard that since I've become a coach, and I really didn't understand it more than being the title of a book until today. We're all failing. My favorite quote right now is, fall down 7 times, get back up 8. And, it's just, we are all just wanting to strive to do a better thing for everybody around us. But we do, we get so intense about it that we can sometimes, get a little crazy. And so that's where personal development has worked tremendously for me. I've always enjoyed personal development, but now that's kind of like, okay, I need to regroup, so I'm going to read this book for 10 minutes. It kind of brings me back. Or I'm going to go do a workout, sweat it out. So again, no matter how fast you get someplace or how long it takes you to get there, or if you go back and, pull yourself back up, we're all going through the same struggles. And, we all have a certain crazy that we live with every day. And just knowing that we have each other and we have our challenge groups, even letting our challengers know, that it's okay if you have a cheat day. The same type of thing. It's okay if you have a day where you're just not with it. And it just means that the next day we're going to pick ourselves back up. So that's my crazy. I deal with that in my everyday life, and I know we all do. And that kind of gives me some level of knowing that I'm not alone. And that we're all in this together. I get a certain level of comfort, and I really appreciate this evening, actually. So, thanks to everybody here. I have this organized chaos right now. Maria, I'm with you. I have Evernote. I have papers. Here's my new chart that I use every month. I'm just trying to find my method that works the best for me, because once I get it, I know I'll be good, but what works for someone else isn't always what works for me. But, so I'm still trying to find it. It's only been a few months, but it's been a joy and so much fun. And I got that flutter, and that some people call it anxiety and then they quit, but I call it an energy. And I think we just all gotta get that energy and know that it's okay and go with it.
Thanks, Shannon. That's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I did, not that I forgot, it said I had my wife, Kristen, another Kristen, Kristen Smalls. So Kristen, go ahead. Unmute yourself and start talking if you can.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Well, my struggle is about really balance and burnout. I'm going to give you the short version because I could take a whole phone call, but I struggle big time personally in my life. Back in October, my daughter was diagnosed on the spectrum. She's autistic. She gets 4 hours a day of therapy, 5 days a week. So I am now confined to my home. My husband is a cop who actually just put it in his retirement papers because he's got such a severe head injury that he can't drive. He sometimes spaces out. Sometimes everything falls on me in one day. And I have a son in kindergarten who has a severe peanut allergy, and I have to be at every one of his class events. And my struggle is finding the time. I am up sometimes till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning working the business, answering people back. I'm always there for my coaches. One of my coaches messaged me today saying, I have a couple questions. Of course I'm going to make time for her because they're my team and I want to be a leader. My mother also has a broken leg and lives by herself. So there are many nights where I'm there till midnight doing her laundry because she can't get down the basement. And it's a struggle. And getting to diamond was a huge thing for me. And I'm never going to quit. I've had people tell me, you have to quit. I have family members that said, you have to quit Beachbody. You have too much on your plate. And that's not an option for me. And I never will quit. And so if it means that I have to stay up to midnight to do my invites or do whatever I need to do, there's no question about it. And there are nights when my daughter gets up, she's just overstimulated and she will start to sing, or she can't tell me if she has a nightmare. So she'll scream and I have to be with her. And that's just how it goes. And that's my struggle right now, is balance and burnout. And my workouts are actually what saved me, because I'm going to be honest, I've been close to nervous breakdowns. I actually had my coach who really kind of had to have a talk with me and say, look, you need to do this, you need to do this. We're going out to dinner. And she took me out to dinner. And I'm grateful for that. And most of my Beachbody friends and fam have been more supportive with my daughter and with my husband than my own family. There's some people in my family with my daughter who pointed fingers at me saying, I should have known this. I should have done this. I should have done that. And when your daughter can't communicate with you all the time, it is the worst thing in the world. And she is my life. And am I going to Summit? Yes. And am I going to Super Saturday? Yes. It's going to be okay. But that's my struggle. So that's it.
Wow. No excuses. No, Kristen, thank you.
You're welcome.
Holy cow. Just holy cow. Keep your head up. I'm muting myself. I'm going to finish with this. And I really want to speak to you guys that are sitting here, and really I want you to understand something. Every single one of us here, all of us, I don't care if you're a brand new stinking coach or you're where I'm at now or a coach that's a millionaire, we all struggle, okay? But it comes down to making a decision that you're no longer going to want to stay where you're at. If you want to be a diamond coach, go out there and don't go after there and be a freaking diamond coach. Like, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to cut, like, I got a wake-up call, like they so told me when I was at the men's event. If you want to be a millionaire in this business, you go out there and be a darn millionaire. Put the freaking work in and go after it. Did you just hear Kristen's story and my wife Kristen with her coworkers, and Shannon with personal development, and Charisse with the balancing act, and Denise with inviting, right? And Michelle in tears with her family support. We all struggle. And do you think I'm passionate about this? I am. But the thing is, we don't make excuses. And if you want to be successful, you know what? Then you go after it. I can tell you, and I'm going to tell you now, Chris and I, yes, it was nice to know that my quarterly bonus, and I'll tell you guys, and I shared it, but it's nice that my quarterly bonus is over $4,000 at my current rank. But you know what? I had to go through all these things that all of you guys just said. We all have our individual struggles. And if you want that to happen, we all are selling the same products. We're selling the same Shakeology. We have the same opportunity in front of us. The only difference is you, right? The only difference is you. So you go out and go after it and stop getting in your own way. Because until you believe in you, you're not going to go anywhere. It doesn't matter what your neighbor says. It doesn't matter what your friends say. You have to believe in you. And when you believe in you, that and only then will you be successful. So every one of you guys, this was an amazing session. My eyes watered up. I had some tears I had to wipe. We all struggle. It's not easy. We are all on the same page. It's a level playing field. So when you can get out of your own way and get rid of that inner voice and be somebody like Kristen said, who's going to Summit, who's going to Super Saturday, her daughter who is autistic, her husband that's going through issues, and she's going to be there. If she can be there, you can be there. If she can get to Diamond, you can get to Diamond. So guys, go after it, because this business can change your life. This business can change your life. I'm telling you, it can change your life. The opportunity is there. The opportunity is knocking, and I did this in my video last week. It's knocking. What are you going to do? What are you going to do when you get after this call, all right? So guys, go after it. Keep struggling. Embrace the struggles, all right? Without struggle, there is no progress. Have a great night, guys. Love all you guys, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.
Night.